Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for September. I hope everybody is well. I am going to take a second to remind everyone that these are general readings and they may not resonate, or parts of them may not resonate for every single Taurus. Just take what resonates for you, Taurus. Leave the rest for someone else. We're going to start with your current energy, Taurus, and then we're going to look at the month of September week by week all the way up to the end. Remember not to force yourself into a reading or even parts of a reading that are not for you. Spirit, what would you like Taurus to know for September? All right, Taurus, you're starting out with the Two of Swords. You have some sort of decision, and we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So you don't like the fact that you're being put in a position where you're having to make a decision. Yeah, I feel like you're going back and forth in your mind. You don't like it. You don't like being put in this position. So you're kind of guarding yourself. You're guarding your energy. Be careful that you're not indulging in alcohol here, because that's going to bring unwanted results. Show me the past for Taurus. Show me the past for Taurus. Show me the recent past for Taurus. Thank you. The Chariot in reverse. You felt unable to move forward. This indecision could be a part of the reason why you're having a difficult time moving forward. Ooh, some of you may have had some kind of a car issue in the past. Show me why all this is happening to Taurus, or for Taurus. Nine of Wands. You're tired. You're exhausted. You feel like you've had more problems than you can shake a stick at. You're it's called the wounded warrior. Like, you're exhausted. You feel wounded. You're just exhausted here. You've had some growth, but there's just so many problems, so many unwanted problems. And it's leaving you in this position where you don't even want to make a decision. Let's see what's on your mind. Show me what's on Taurus' mind. Temperance in the reverse. You could be thinking about a Sagittarian, but this is you feel like there's some kind of imbalance here. Things are not balanced for you. Ooh, somebody feels like God has abandoned them. God has not abandoned you. There's a sense here that you feel as if your prayers are not being heard. You're not being acknowledged. Your prayers are not being acknowledged. Somebody feels like they're underwater. That would be emotions. There's a need to ground yourself, and you're realizing all this. You know that you need healing. All right, so what's here in September? You're starting out with the Five of Pentacles. Now, that is either feeling like you have to make a decision about somebody. You could be deciding that you're going to leave this person out in the cold, or this could be a sense of feeling rejected and abandoned. We'll clarify all of that to know. Also, like I said, there's something to do with unwanted financial problems. It could be in relation to a vehicle or a car, but there's definitely something to do, or medical. There could be something to do with medical for somebody. And you're having to make a decision about this. You're having to make these financial decisions. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're just tired of everything and everybody right now. So let me see your energy for this reading, because we definitely feel like there's a need for healing here. So Taurus, you're definitely, undergoing some stuff here. This is difficult. Show me how Taurus is showing up in this reading. Ten of Cups in the reverse, feeling unhappy, feeling a sense of unhappiness, not feeling content, which is, that definitely is what I'm seeing. Show me the energy coming towards Taurus. Four of Pentacles reverse, somebody who has either released you or tried to release you. Yeah, somebody's letting their guard down though. Show me Spirit's advice for Taurus. Strength card in reverse. Spirit is saying don't sit in fear. Work on yourself. There's things about you need to work on, and don't sit in fear. Let's see your outcome at the end of September for Taurus. King of Cups in the reverse. Kind of closing yourself off here. Feelings and emotions are there, but you're kind of keeping them in check. You're keeping them under cover. There's a definite sense of being guarded here, emotionally unavailable. And I feel like it's because you're just dealing with so much here. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. This is underlying energy. You could be involved in some way with a fire sign. Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. But it's also, as an underlying energy, it speaks to the energy of doing. Some of you guys could be business owners or entrepreneurs. And if so, you could be having some financial difficulty within your business. You could be a manager of some sort, and you may be having to make decisions all the time, and you feel like you don't want to do that anymore. You may feel stuck in a job. There's definitely this sense of just feeling like you're just over it, you know? So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Two of Swords here for Taurus? Five of Cups and the King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. You may be having to make a decision about an air sign, or you could be trying to make a decision about communicating honestly and clearly. This would be with somebody from your past. And this is also related to the energy of you feeling stuck and the energy of you feeling sad. Yeah, and I feel like you're indecisive. You're indecisive about this. Why is the Nine of Cups in reverse for Taurus? The Emperor in reverse. There's a need to take action. There's a need to take control of the situation, particularly with regard to clear and honest communication. And you just don't want to do it because you're tired. You're tired from dealing with all of these things. So that's what's making you indecisive. You know you need to communicate with somebody, but at the same time, you just don't want to do it. You don't want to take control of it. Why is the Chariot here in reverse? Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, in the past, I see that you've been very independent. Your money has been good. There's a sense of being strong and independent with a close connection to spirit. And then something stalled out here. Something stalled out. And you're trying to figure that out. You're trying to figure it out. Let me see why the Nine of Wands is here. Why is the Nine of Wands here? Temperance in reverse. That's what's on your mind. So you're over the target. You know that you need healing. Some of you guys need to take a vacation, or you need to take some time off. There's a need here to work on your spirituality. Yeah, I feel like you just are tired of dealing with one thing after the other. Let me see why Temperance is in reverse. The Moon in reverse. You don't trust your own intuition right now. Yeah, you feel like you should expose something. You should tell something that's been hidden. And that's the only way that healing is actually going to come about. But I feel like you don't trust, like that might be what you're feeling and thinking, but you just don't trust it. You also want to come out of this energy. You know that you need to heal. You want to come out of this dark energy that you've been in. So you know that the only way to do that is through healing and spirituality. So let's look at September. Show me September for Taurus. Show me September for Taurus. of energy came out. Okay, so there's that Nine of Wands in reverse again. So it's repeating energy. Two of Cups reversed. There's the High Priestess in reverse. The Lovers. The Nine of Cups reversed, repeating energy. Judgment. Four of Coins reversed. That's the energy coming towards you. Three of Wands. Five of Wands reversed. 10 of Wands reversed. Four of Wands reversed. Page of Swords also reversed. A lot of reversals. Queen of Wands reversed and the Eight of Wands. So like I said, a lot of energy came out. So expect a lot there. Whether there's a lot of physical happenings or not, there's going to be a lot of energy going on in the month of September. Now, I feel like you enter into September feeling, rather rejected or abandoned. There's definitely some financial issues here, but there's just a general sense of depression. So I am seeing in the first week that you're feeling a little bit hopeless, and it is regarding this situation from the past. There's a sense here of wanting to work things through with somebody that you may even feel like is a soulmate, where you've had this ending. You want to work things through, but you're feeling a little bit hopeless about the whole situation. There's something here that you've been thinking about revealing, that you know that in order to resolve these issues and to bring healing has to be revealed. And it is with somebody that you've had an ending with. In the second week, I do see you becoming a lot more spiritual. You're moving out of this energy where you doubt yourself, and I feel like there is some sort of a decision that is needing to be made. Some kind of decision, a big decision with regard to love. And again, I'm getting the same thing. You resent having to make this decision. It does look like it has to do with a reconciliation. Somebody here who may have released you or let you go. We'll see more about that when we clarify the energy coming towards you. I feel like, this is a huge decision and you really just don't even want to make it right now because you don't trust your intuition with regard to what decision to make. Yeah, and it has to do with the reconciliation. You want to make a good judgment call here. And so what do I see? I see you basically kind of letting your guard down a little bit with this person. This would be someone from your past, but with regard to making a decision, you're going to wait. You're going to wait. You don't want to fight with them, but you don't want to make a decision about this person either, because when you make this decision, you want to make a good decision. So you're basically saying, I need to wait. I need to figure this out. Now, in the third week, I do see you resolving some kind of conflict. You've been trying to do this. You're resolving conflict, you're resolving problems, and it is regarding somebody that you were in a long-term relationship or with maybe even a marriage that ended. I see that a lot of conflict gets worked out here in the third week. You've been waiting to work this conflict out. So I feel like, you're going to be happy about that. This person could be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but they don't have to be. I am seeing that you're working out conflicts, you're working out problems, but I also feel like you're still not committing to this connection. You don't have any desire to move back into this connection at this particular time. In the fourth week, I feel like there is going to be a lot of communication. However, you don't know what it is that you want to do. So again, I'm seeing this energy of not taking action. You just don't know. There's things that you don't know. Like, you may be perceived as not being truthful and honest or not communicating. And there does need to be a little bit more communication here, because the communication is a bit immature. But I feel like you don't know what it is that you want to do with regard to this connection. So what are you doing? You're communicating back and forth, but you're actually not taking action towards this connection. I'm definitely seeing that you don't like being put in the position, Taurus, of having to make a decision. And I'm seeing that in two places. So I do feel like you're going to be communicating with this person. You're going to be resolving problems and issues, but you're not going to make a decision with regard to the relationship. So let me see your energy. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Show me Taurus energy in this reading. All right, so we have the Eight of Cups. We have the Eight of Coins reversed, and then we have the Knight of Swords. So in your energy, I definitely see that you're unhappy. You're feeling discontent, which is causing you to kind of backtrack. It's causing you to kind of move backwards. You're returning, or you're walking away basically from this unhappiness. But in order to do that, you have to look at the details of that situation, any kind of dishonesty that is in that situation. And also, I feel like there's something that is making you really unhappy. And you're going to be walking away from that, no longer putting effort into it, and not even communicating. So I don't know what this is that you're walking away from, because I do see you doing a lot of communicating with this person from the past. So I don't feel like it's that, but you are walking away from something that has made you extremely unhappy. Something that you thought was going to make you happy, but it didn't. Yeah, and you are pursuing what it is that you want. So it almost feels like, Taurus, you're doing a lot of trying to figure out what's going to make you happy. And if it's not going to make you happy, you're not going to put any effort into it. Let me see this energy that's approaching you, because we see this in the middle of the month as well. Show me the energy approaching Taurus. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands reversed. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the person who is approaching you is somebody that you either released and let go, or they may have released you. This is somebody who is approaching you wanting a stable new beginning. This person is doing pretty well financially. They don't want just a sexual relationship, though. The indication here is that they're impatient for something that is stable and grounded, and they will not invest in anything that is just purely passion. So I can imagine that your refusal to make a decision regarding this person is probably going to create a lot of impatience for them. This is somebody who, may feel that the only thing that you want with them is sexual, that you're not providing anything that is stable and grounded, and therefore this person feels that this would be a bad investment. Whatever this is going to crop up sometime in the middle of the month. All right, so let's see Spirit's advice. Show me Spirit's advice for Taurus. All right, we have the Empress. We have the Fool in reverse. And we have the Death card. So Spirit is basically saying, do not lean into your fears. If you expect to manifest everything that you want and sit in this Empress energy, you have to put an end to all the fear. So it could be fear that is keeping you from making decisions, or fear could be keeping you from, trusting others or working through these problems, or even healing your own energy. Spirit is saying you have to put an end to that. You have to transform that fear into the new beginnings. And the way you do that is you work on yourself. And that healing and working on yourself is what will then bring the Empress energy. So, because the Empress is a very high vibrational energy, and you can't be in the state of fear and in a high vibrational energy at the same time. So you have to transmute that fear into self-worthiness, manifesting what you want, you know, receiving instead of chasing after. All right, so let me see your outcome at the end of September. You have the World in reverse, you have the Magician, and you have the Sun card. Gemini, Libra energy. So what I'm seeing here is that you're kind of, you're manifesting, but you're manifesting without your full heart, Taurus. Your heart is kind of closed off. So you're manifesting happiness here, but in order to open your heart, in order to, you know, drop those walls that you've put up, you have to address this unfinished business. There's some unfinished business here, possibly with a Leo or a Gemini, but that has to be addressed, because whatever has occurred here has caused you to put your walls up. It's caused you to kind of close your heart a little bit. And you're manifesting in that energy, which is not allowing something here to close out from the past and the happiness to come. Now, I do feel like it's coming anyway, because your manifestation powers are very strong. But I do feel like, you know, there's definitely someone or something from the past. It looks like it's this energy. Things are not over with that person. You still have feelings for them, although you're not showing them. And ultimately, you're manifesting them. You're manifesting the happiness here with this person. So you have to heal yourself in order to transmute that energy. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is indicating that there could be some kind of revelation about some kind of lying, cheating, stealing. Whatever this is that you're wanting to reveal here, there's some deception attached to it. It could be something that's happened within the workplace. It could be something, you know, with regard to sexual energy. But I do feel like you're thinking about revealing this. I do feel like in the first week of September, you know, you're realizing that in order to get what you want, you're going to have to open up about these things. But there's some kind of deceptive energy that is trying to come out or trying to be exposed. All right, I am going to pull an oracle card, Taurus, pulling for the sign of Taurus. All right, Taurus, you have number 11. That's a God number, by the way. It says sunlight after darkness. Well, there you go. So let's see. Give me just a second. I'm going to read that for you. After a time of challenges and hurt, there comes a time when the sweet joys of life gently begin to return. They will steal into your life so quietly that for many, the signs of this beautiful change will go unnoticed. But with the turn of this card, you now know that the time of new light will be awakening in and around you now. If you tune in, you'll begin to see the signs that there is a sweetness returning, that a smile or two fleets across your lips, that you'll awaken more easily and greet the day with a sense that today will be a kinder, better place than yesterday. You will notice others responding to you warmly and slowly, so slowly. You begin to believe that perhaps there is a way forward and that you will once again find happiness. It is too soon to speak of being exuberant or enthusiastic, but this tender, very fragile new time will grow when you tend to it, when you encourage it, and when you begin to notice that you are at last healing from the wounds life has dealt you. There will be no going back into the darkness. This is not temporary. You can trust this, and with your trust, it will gather strength and begin to take root. The sunlit time will grow brighter and become stronger as you feed it with your belief and gratitude. So do this, my friend, and know that what was will never be again. For now, you are in the time of new light. I love that ending for you, Taurus, because it's so obvious that you're going through so much right now. So I do love that ending for you. Just know that the sunlight is coming after all this darkness. All right, I do hope that this has been helpful for you, Taurus. If you've resonated with this reading, please hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Taurus, know that you are loved, and namaste.